When it comes to your own health and wellness goals, how are you doing on them? Do you even know, or in my case, remember what they are? This morning, we're working on ways to better achieve our goals, and wellness coach Heidi Beer with Kinwell Health is here to help us. Welcome to New Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Need the help. Okay, why is it important to break down your goals or habits instead of that lofty goal I'm thinking?
Yeah. Well, first, we want to make sure that we have kind of a clear goal and kind of one goal in mind, because as humans, we have a tendency to kind of take on a little bit more. We want to, change our sleep habits. We want to make sure that we're eating better, make sure that we are, exercising more, doing more physical activity. So it's really helpful if you set one goal and really bring that focus into that one goal.
So that's the breaking down, and we're looking at kind of a list on way to do that. Find the smaller pieces that are doable.
Yes.
So say we did one of those goals, which is, let's just say it's better sleep.
Yeah.
So that's the big goal. Mm-hmm. So you're saying don't just have that as your goal.
Yeah.
Break that down.
Break that down.
So what would that look like?
That would look like maybe you noticed and you recognize that you're scrolling on your phone at night, or you don't have a bedtime routine. Okay. A lot of us establish a bedtime routine. Maybe we got out of our bedtime routine, so it's really kind of reestablishing that.
Okay.
So
those are the
pick
smaller
one thing.
goals
Yeah, pick one
under
thing.
the bigger goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick one thing, get good at it, and then move on to that.
I like that because a lot of times, like at the beginning of the year, we'll pick 5 goals and then fail at them all. You talk about something called the habit loop, and why should we understand it? I'm curious about that.
Yeah. So the habit loop has 4 pieces to it. There's the cue, there's the crave, there's the do, and there's the reward.
Okay. The cue.
And you can think of any habit that you do in your life. Could be brushing and flossing your teeth, right? So the trigger is having those things really close to where you do your bedtime routine or your morning routine, right? So the sink or the countertop.
So that's the cue?
That's the cue.
Okay, cue them up.
Cue them up.
Got it, okay.
Then the crave, right? So maybe we have our favorite toothpaste or whatever when we're kids, when we're teaching our kids, right? We're like, we'll get you the bubblegum toothpaste or whatever. So there's this kind of, we want to make it,
Sometimes
exciting.
we call that a bribe, but we can bribe ourselves.
Okay, right. We can do that for ourselves.
Crave.
That's the crave.
Okay.
And then the do is the action piece, right? We're actually doing the task, right? We want to make it as easy as possible.
Right.
Again, having those things really accessible, right? And then the reward is, obviously we get a good checkup from our dental hygienist or
and get the new toothbrush.
Exactly.
Right.
And get the new toothbrush that you've been wanting, or
Okay, so that's the habit loop.
That's the habit loop.
Okay.
Yeah. So understanding that is really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can we be accountable to ourselves? And I think this is really difficult because we can even have friends that remind us about things, but how are we accountable to ourselves?
Yeah. So making sure that you, again, know what you're shooting for, maybe setting a SMART goal about it. And that means making sure that it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and it's time bound. Okay. And those are really, really helpful for us to move forward as humans. And so once we have that SMART goal set and we kind of have broken it down, then to be accountable to ourselves, we can, app it or log it or track it or journal about it or, check in with ourselves on it. So writing it down, however you want to put it in your phone, whatever, but making sure that you check in on yourself regularly.
Where does failure play into that? Because we're going to fail at some things, and how do we kind of not go down that spiral when we're trying to hold ourselves accountable, but then we fail?
Sure.
How do we put that back together?
Yeah, and that kind of comes when you plan ahead, right? We kind of know that we're going to have bumps in the road. Right. We're going to go on vacation. We're going to travel. We're going to get out of our rhythms and our routines. And so, one of the best ways to help yourself is to know that, again, you have this goal in mind, but also plan ahead for the things that might occur, okay? So maybe you are walking during the afternoon, and that's your normal routine. and then you go, on vacation, you come back, you're going to plan for that. You're going to have those shoes and that jacket ready to go. Maybe a reminder on your phone that reminds you, it's time to get out for your walk, so that you can get back into that rhythm again.
So it's not necessarily planning for failure, but it's planning to be able to get back on track.
Exactly.
When I get knocked off track.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to ask you about is, how do we go about envisioning our success? Because I know that's a big problem. We can't see it.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Yeah. Well, you can create your own health and wellness vision statement, and that's something that it's really helpful for us to know, okay, this is what I want to feel like and be like at my best health and best self off in the future. So it's kind of like writing your own mission statement for yourself. Make sure that you write it down somewhere, or you know it. It's simple enough to where you can kind of repeat that to yourself, especially when we're experiencing hurdles or obstacles. That's when it's like, okay, I need to tell myself that.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
It's the sleep thing for me, so I'm going to break that down tonight. Thank you so much. To learn more about what we discussed today, just visit the website on your screen, kinwellhealth.com.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.